All right. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, you guys. Coming with some food for thought on this Friday evening. I think that in social media, people have to learn etiquette. You see a lot of crazy stuff in social media. I saw a video of a woman putting a little tiny, cute little dog in the dryer. I have accidentally stumbled upon videos of babysitters abusing children. I saw a video of a woman pissing inside of a store, just pulled down her pants and started pissing. It's a lot of crazy stuff going on in social media. So, but I still think that, unless you're seeing something like that, it's probably not as harmful as you think, but and I'm not going to be on camera because I'm not fully dressed. Hit the thumbs up, you guys. Um, Etiquette and how to be successful and how to not appear as though you have an extremely low IQ and low vibration. People believe in what they want to believe in. Everybody is entitled to their own belief system. Everybody is. And I believe that people should be given their right to that, especially if it's not anything that's harming anyone. But I believe that if you are a person that disagrees with a person's lifestyle or the way that they live, you can actually um, discuss and see, this is called advanced creativity. I'm also a teacher, okay? You can discuss those things that you believe in without targeting people personally. And I noticed that there's a lot of people on YouTube, they don't really know how to do that. Now, if you catch, somebody doing something crazy, that is actually crazy, because I've actually had people take screenshots or still shots of things that have went on in my videos and they try to sell their own narrative with it. It's so hilarious. And I think that a lot of people come on here and reflect. When people are doing that, they don't really know it. It's something about the subconscious. These are subconscious behaviors that, a lot of people have. Um, you have to learn how to discuss what you believe in without degrading and attacking others. Otherwise, you just look ignorant. Number one, you look like you're targeting somebody, which is needless to say, nobody's gonna. I mean, I wouldn't have over 25,000 subscribers if I just sat here and targeted people every day in my video. People are not interested in that. Not really. Not really. So, if you are somebody that's doing that, especially if you're trying to become a big YouTuber and you're just constantly targeting somebody else, then obviously it's going to be very, very limited. And I believe that everybody has their right to what they believe in. Okay. And see, but you know what, another thing it makes you look like when you're targeting just one person, it kind of makes you look like you're just full of crap because you don't really care about or have any real passion for what you're talking about. You just want to focus on what you think is negative about the person. Okay. But if you are somebody that has a cause and you don't want, children to be harmed, or, let's say that you don't believe in circumcision, or let's say that you don't believe in abortion, or let's say that you don't believe in homeschooling, you can actually make videos and have open discussion about the subject that you believe in, and you don't have to target one person. Now, first of all, everybody is given the right to do what they want. Now, I personally think that circumcision is wrong because the child is not old enough to make the decision. I think it's all a part of that body, you know, individual body thing. I do believe in that. And then there's some people that would say, well, I don't believe in that. I believe that we should just do what's best or what we think is best for our children, and they'll adapt to it. Okay. So there's some people that feel that way. I feel something different. Do I go to individual women's channels saying, hey, why did you circumcise that baby? You know what I'm saying? Hey, why are you doing that? It's like, then I would look like a crazy person. Now, if I came in and gave that person some knowledge and said, hey, statistically, blah, 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 circumcision is originally for cosmetic purposes, blah, 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 blah. We're the only country that does this. I still think that it's poor etiquette because, if a woman just had a baby, she's already did the procedure and had the circumcision. What the hell is wrong with you? Just leave the woman alone. So I'm one of those very compassionate people. Hit the thumbs up, guys. Okay. Hello, Sohila. Hello. So I believe that there are a lot of people with blocked creativity, and they don't really know how to expand on their creativity. Okay. So, for example, if you don't believe in homeschooling children, if you don't believe in unschooling children, make videos and talk about how you don't agree with that. There are some people that share a very, very different opinion. Probably at least over half of the United States shares that feeling about public schools, okay? Or any kind of school. There are some people that do not believe that your child needs to have numbers pounded in their head every single day. Some people believe that that's harmful. Some people believe that it messes with a child's natural ability to learn, actually, because as we can see statistically, homeschool children are actually more intelligent. Okay. Everybody has their own personal opinion. If you are not speaking for any cause that you believe in, and see, I noticed that a lot of people on here, they, have a very limited creative scope. So what they have to do is they have to go, I'm telling you that this is what's going on in the world. Let's take this person. And then they'll grab somebody. And guess what? That is when you are doing hate speech. Okay. That's when you are doing hate speech. Okay. And that is when you are creating hatred for another person. This is also creating negative karma for you. There's got to be, I believe that since social media got really popular, I believe that there are a lot of people who probably were not taught social media etiquette at home. Okay. Second, okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. So I feel like a lot of people, and this is why I stopped doing things like that. Because a lot of people don't, well, I actually never, if I'm sorry, let me take that back. I've actually never actually done that. Not anything where I would have had a choice. If it were my choice, I wouldn't have ever had to do that. And I don't have to now. But I feel as though a lot of people will do that. And when you're doing it, you're hurting no one but yourself. First of all, people will never ever take you seriously. If you just constantly stay focused on one person that you're targeting, rather discussing your ideas. Now, going back to the school thing, there's actually a saying, I guess I'm making up that saying now. How are children going to learn themselves and learn their own ideas when they're constantly reading about other people's ideas? Okay. So a lot of people that probably will go over your heads, but a lot of people that are watching are, pretty much intelligent enough to understand that. When you are doing that, first of all, it's definitely ghetto because it's gossip. And gossip is when you feel some type of way about yourself and you have to gossip about somebody else to make yourself feel better. That's pretty much what it is. That's what it stems from. Now, also, gossip can sometimes be good because it lets people know what's going on in the world, via the news. But you definitely want to consider what you say because it makes people look very unintelligent if they were to constantly and consistently have a point of view of their own, but to not respect other people's point of view. It shows that you have a lack of respect for yourself. If you don't understand, at least have an understanding. And see, this is tied into cognition. You got to at least have an understanding of what you're talking about. Otherwise, you're just trying to gossip. Gossip is very low frequency. Okay. Listen, I understand that there are people out in social media that make a lot of money gossiping, but it's not necessarily going to bring you prosperity. It's really not. I mean, when you think about it, what it does is it actually takes away from you because, you are staying in this bubble or in this box and you're keeping yourself in a box while you're trying to keep other people in a box. You're in a box. Everybody should be able to discuss their ideas about the world without attacking someone else, especially when you don't know that person, have a general lack of understanding of that person, have absolutely no idea what's going on in that person's life. Third of all, you can never, ever, ever tell a mother what is best for her child. You can't tell a father what his child needs. You have to understand that everybody is an individual, and what one child needs, the other one doesn't. See, we're not all cookie cutter. Nobody took human beings and folded them up in a piece of paper, folded up a piece of paper about a trillion times. I think there's over a trillion people on this planet. And like cut out, how you take a piece of paper and you fold it, you fold it, and you fold it, and you cut out this string of people. That's not what it is. That's never been what it was. So you will be looked at as very limited because there are some people that are just very limited. And I understand that there's a lot of people that have had traumas in their lives, and trauma actually is the number one thing that interferes with learning is trauma. Okay. Hey, Dreamcatcher. Hello. Happy Friday. So I think that there are a lot of people that will say, "Oh, I'm vibrating on a high level, but I'm going to sit here and gossip about somebody for 2 hours. Oh, I'm intelligent. I've got all of the answers." But yet you sit and gossip about somebody for 2 or 3 hours. Literally, you're contradicting yourself. And people will say, "Well, how am I doing that?" Because you're claiming that you're vibrating on a higher level, but you're consistently doing lower vibrational stuff. Okay. And you know what? It's a learning process. And see, I think that when you start to learn to not do lower vibrational stuff, because I think it's habit forming. I think that some people may have been raised in an environment, where maybe your mama just gossiped 24/7. Your mama just sat there and just ripped into people for hours and hours at a time. I mean, hell, your mom, your mama, y'all supposed to be laughing. Your mama sat there and talked to herself, gossiping about people. Like, damn, who you ain't even got nobody to gossip to. I'm gossiping to God. Gossip. Let me tell you what gossip is. Gossip is what unintelligent people do. Intelligent people, that are manifesting money, they speak about ideas. They even conversate differently. When you actually can have a conversation with someone and it literally deteriorates into nothing, this is not any kind of scope of higher learning. And, honestly, I think that a lot of these people that came out of the public school system, they claim to be so smart, and they'll attack people for not wanting their children to turn out like them. Is that what you're doing? Because, I've seen some people that just, oh my God, y'all, I have seen some people that are just so unaware. They are just so, and the answer is, I went to school. I went to school. Well, I mean, do you even know yourself? And that can be in any area, in any area. So when you get a bunch of, you know, um, low vibrational people that, don't really have any higher capacity of thinking, or they don't have the ability to think on a higher capacity. And you know what? I truly believe that on some level, this hurts us all, because what people are doing while they stay in their lower vibrational selves is they are creating and producing an extra amount of hate that, people have to clean up. And I think it's just ridiculous. And especially if you're a motor mouth, if you're a motor mouth, you ever see them motor mouth people? They just hey, stop and breathe and think for a second. This is the reason why God gave you two ears and one mouth. And that is the truth. Hit the thumbs up, guys. So, and this is for the youngsters out there, man, because, you guys are on YouTube and you're watching stuff. And see, I always have, you know, I want to consistently stay above the fray. That's what you want to do. And it may even look like you have your nose in the air, or, you know what I'm saying? And people just will, start scratching at their faces and, and oh my God, but it's the reality of it, because when you start to do that and you don't deal with lower vibrational people, guess what? You could possibly write a book. You can heal yourself, you can heal other people, and I think that many of us do like to take a glimpse of hell. I think that there are a lot of people that will watch certain people on here, but they will watch them at a distance, and they will have the mindset of, I am glad that I am not in that place, like all the time. Because there's some people that are just constantly in negative mode. You know what I'm saying? So first of all, I'm gonna tell you something, probably about 100% of the world. No, I'm gonna say about 95% of the world. If they were to stumble upon a conversation with somebody in the year 2019, having a conversation about and talking negatively about a child being unschooled, they're gonna automatically think that you're a complete idiot. They're going to automatically know what category you fit into. And they're not going to want to do no business with you. They're not going to want to do it, because they're going to say, what? Did this person even go to school? Was this person even raised in the United States? Is this person from this planet? It's just the truth, you guys. And the truth hurts a lot. For a lot of people, the truth hurts. It does. It bothers people when they hear the truth. And you know what? I think that when it comes down to it, either you hate yourself or you love yourself. And if you spend every single day hating on other people, then probably about 90% of the world is going to know for a fact that you hate yourself. You see, if you target one person without targeting an idea, you are expressing hate for one person. What you give out is what you're going to get back. It's just the reality of it. I don't know if they teach this in school, but you can go a long way and you can get places just by being able to have a conversation with someone. Let's say you go to some kind of party, with, people that have status, or, everybody there, is successful, is a success. Let's say that one day you go to a successful entrepreneurship seminar. And the requirement is that you have to have a successful business that brings in at least 30 or 40,000 a year. And you go and you sit amongst those people and they say, "Hey, John, what are your ideas?" Well, let me tell you about Jamila online. They got to look at you and go, "Excuse me, who?" And then they're going to walk away and they're not going to want to do business with you. They're not even going to hand you their business card. They're going to go, "Oh Lord, how did John get in here?" No offense to any of the Johns out there, okay? But these are the things that I teach my children. And so this is the reason why my children are going to go far in life. These are things that is not taught by most parents, that would just usher you off to school, so then, not really knowing what you're learning. Now listen, I am not, because there are a lot of parents, they do homework with their children. They are involved in the PTA, they are, most children that go to like private schools though, it's very, very different, especially if it's one of the more expensive ones. you know, some of the things that they, teach the children about the earth and, science and things like that. But I mean, it will make you look ignorant. Now, if you go to a seminar that is, maybe it's a teachers convention, let's say you go to a teachers convention, and you go in there and, you're sitting there and let's say that your name is Jane and so you're at a teachers convention and, everybody's sitting there, they're sipping their champagne, they're having their fish or chicken. And some people at the next table, they come up to you and they start talking to you. And so they're like, "Hey, Jane, how are you? What's your ideas?" Well, Jamila, they're going to look at you like you have lost your mind. Like, what is this person doing here? Because, and this is anybody in your life, not just if you're gossiping about me. I do believe that there are people out there that literally talk about me 24 hours per day, which is kind of flattering, but it's heartbreaking when you know that people would give up their life for you. I'm a goddess, literally. I'm not even trying to play around with y'all. I've got people that worship me all day. And when you get to that point, then and you look at the people and you be like, "Oh, well, you know what, you're not hating on me. You're literally worshiping me." You know what I'm saying? So anyway, look, what you don't want in your life, I don't want for you. Because if you don't want it, then But I mean, it is the truth. So those are some of the things that you should learn, especially if you're trying to either get famous in social media. Now I know that some of these newscasters, when they hear about something on the news that has been confirmed by, I don't know, state child welfare agencies and the police, then, but if you continue to talk about someone that there's been no evidence against them and nothing has happened, then you're just, then no, then I don't know, maybe it's just something that I don't know. But I mean, I can understand if you're doing a news broadcasting and then you go and discuss it. Now, even if you do that, you should not be on there going, "Look at how her hair look. Oh, God." And see, this is one of the reasons why the Advice Show makes a lot of money. I mean, it sounds like to me he make more money than Tommy Sotomayor. And the reason why is because he'll take a news clipping and he will give his synopsis of what happened. Rarely do you see him insulting anybody's hair color, skin color, the design of their shoes. None of that. You don't hear that. And see, that is what brings success, because the rest of that is just the static in your mind. That's it. So if you're going to be successful in the news, now there's some people that, they prefer to get their news that way because they're very negative people. Some people just want to know what happened and they want to know your opinion. Someone like me is going to give my spiritual synopsis of what happened. Okay, we got 9 in the chat. Hit the thumbs up. Appreciate it. So, I mean, I don't know. This is what at the same time, I'm not just teaching, but I am also speaking because my children watch me sometimes on my channel, and, this is something that is going to carry them very far in life. And you won't get very far gossiping, giving emotionally charged opinions of, if you're reporting the news, then why are you insulting the way that somebody looks? The way that they look really doesn't matter. So then at that point, you're not a teacher, you're not a scholar. You're just ranting, which is okay. That's okay. As long as you don't do it to one person long term. Now, see, that is when you'll look crazy. If you just consistently, like if you, say what you got to say, boom, bam, boom, move on to the next story. Say what you got to say, boom, 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 move on to the next story. To continuously stay latched to one person just makes you look like an obsessive compulsive person. And not even obsessive compulsive, because people that are OCD don't even do that. I'm talking about obsessed with one person. Being obsessed or appearing to be obsessed with one person is not good. It's not. And I've said it consistently. I don't really confront the people personally who do it to me anymore because there's no point. It's just a waste of energy. But perhaps these are things that they got, that they missed at home. Because sometimes it just takes talking to your children. There are some people whose parents never talk to them, you know, and to be honest with you, that shouldn't even matter because, usually we all have our own functioning brain patterns. So, but if you were in an environment where you didn't get much stimulation, then, that can be bad. So anyway, I just wanted to come and give that little tidbit of what I wanted to say this evening. I'm going to continue to discuss the things and the ideas that I have without mentioning others or without mentioning specific people. Okay. And, now if you ever come over here and you become insulted by what I say, okay, if you ever come over here and get insulted by what I say, then, think about it, because then therefore there's a cognitive dissonance that is happening at that point. Okay. Because, and it's really kind of like, and then also another thing, I feel like if two people don't agree on something, I feel like when you become an adult and, conflict resolution is taught to us. It's supposed to be taught to us as children. If you just have constant conflict, what's the cure for conflicts is understanding. And what comes with understanding is very deep and critical thinking. So this is the reason why a lot of people are against schools, because schools don't teach critical thinking. I mean, this has been scientifically and statistically proven. So an intelligent person is not even going to want to hear that conversation. They're not going to buy into it. because now if you have somebody that is sort of lower vibrational than you are, or if they share the same opinion, okay, it's okay for them to have that opinion, but for them to continuously target this one person, it's just, in my opinion, it just makes you look redundant. It makes you look unintelligent. It makes you look like you have creative blockages that you need to work through. Okay. And black and orange and gold candles are perfect for that. I'm actually going to be offering a spell working for opening up people's creativity, because I think a lot of people need it. Now, my cleanses do that as well. Filling up on lower vibrational gossip, especially when the gossip is unintelligent. Now, I've heard very intelligent gossip. I enjoy watching channels that have an intelligent version of gossip. Okay. But when it's like the literally, just, y'all know the energy. It's just like no hope in the conversation. There's no real critical thinking that's happening. There's no research. There's no actual research or any kind of intelligent point of it all. It's none. It's completely devoid of anything that is going to advance anybody's thinking process. Most intelligent Americans know that. This is one of the reasons why people sub to my channel, because I know how to make an intelligent point. Okay. And you know what? To be honest with you, a lot of those lower vibrational videos that I've done previously, a lot of them are gone. Because when you are making your legacy, and it's okay if you want your legacy to be, somebody that, talks real ghetto, or somebody that talks real Southern. There's nothing wrong with that. But when all you are remembered for is for talking about somebody else, then in reality, nobody's actually remembering you. They're remembering that person that you're talking about. So again, that person kind of becomes a god. You see what I'm saying? Like, for example, I don't, to be honest with you, I don't have hatred for Nature Boy at all. But when you see people that constantly cover him, what I believe is that these people are basically doing advertising for him. And then you can either agree or disagree with his way of life. But at the end of the day, it's still free advertising. Okay, is what it is. So I feel like this: make an intelligent point, make an intelligent mark, and do what you got to do. And you'll go farther and higher. See, we trying to go higher. We trying to go higher. Okay, we don't want to go lower, because there's no need for that. And I'm gonna tell y'all something again. Let me repeat myself. There are a lot of people, and I know I've appeared to be bipolar, because boy, I can cuss somebody out. And you know what? But I'm gonna tell you something. You guys know that I'm trying to stop cussing. So I be telling people, look, just don't make me cuss, because I don't want to cuss. I can do a curse on somebody and say nothing but intelligent words into the candle. You know what I'm saying? Cursing is a byproduct of ignorance, fear, and I want to say ignorance, fear, and rage is what cursing is about. Okay. So, and you know what? Sometimes you do have to get angry and upset about certain things, but there are a lot of people that don't, because they have made peace with this world that we live in. Okay. Yeah, a lot of the people that talk about him, whether or not they agree with him or not, they still make them more, more relevant, And for me, honestly, my whole thing about it, as long as you're not trying to sell a false narrative about my family, you don't mess with people's family. That can bring you bad luck. That can bring you sickness, disease. Okay. stagnation, when you literally, and if you notice, y'all remember when Jada Pinkett's what's her name? Oh goodness. Y'all remember when Willow Smith took that picture with that older man laying in the bed and it looked like they were naked and they sent CPS to their house. But and you do see people that are like, and I don't know if they're I'm sure that there's probably a Will Smith Jada Pinkett hate club. I'm pretty sure. But it's not something that most people are going to do. This is probably a person that is very obsessive and very negative. And for me, I'm sorry, I just wouldn't want to be that person. I'd rather be the person that sits up much higher on a throne. That's really the way that I am. So, when I said I'm getting back to being me, that's truly what I'm doing. Okay. And then when you start to learn that, then that's when that restless energy gets out of your mind. And see, I've been meditating for like the past hour. I watched The Terminator Part 2, and now I'm watching a movie called Fear. I got it paused though on YouTube. I had purchased it on YouTube. And yeah, by the way, that's some free advertising for YouTube. Y'all know y'all can rent movies or purchase movies on YouTube. It's pretty cool. So anyway, yeah, but I mean, I just think that the more intelligent you are, and literally this has nothing to do with your race. And if you are somebody that is a refined person that, has gotten rid of that ignorance out of your life, okay, and out of your mind, it totally went what I was going to say. Anyway, we'll get back to that later. I think that if you are that person, though, that is able to do it, you will realize the doors that will open in your life. When you're doing stuff like that, doors is just closing all around you. Opportunities are leaving you. Okay. And this is what I would tell my children. My son is in their sleep right now. Even though he is asleep, he can still subconsciously hear everything that I am saying. I've seen some crazy stuff. Y'all see that woman that came online and said, "Ooh, my baby ugly. This baby ugly," and it's like, and guess what? Everybody knew that she was ignorant. Everybody knew it. Because first of all, a newborn baby is gonna be kind of funny looking, sis. It's a newborn baby. His little face ain't even developed yet. And I bet you that's gonna be a handsome little baby. And, for her to even put that in his subconscious and the baby got to throwing up, oh, child, some people just don't have any couth. And it just is what it is. And for me, it's something that I am literally working on myself because I do not want to ever lose a client, not one opportunity to do my work for that person because I came across as somebody that was lower vibrational. And this is a promise that I've made to myself. At the end of the day, if you want nice things, then you have to change within yourself. If you want things, in your life, let's not even say nice things, just if you want more than what you already have. Okay. So for me, there's a lot of different discussions that I would love to have. I plan on doing a blog talk session, and I'm not going to be like really saying it here as far as what I'm going to discuss on blog talk, because blog talk is going to be where I can't discuss things on here, but it will not be about a particular person. Even if there's a particular person that is an example of that, there's no need for me to call out their name because I'm an intelligent adult. I can make my point without inciting hatred for someone else. Because when you do that hatred always comes back to you. So it's not only this thing about, perception and people's perception of you. Okay. So this is the reason why there's some people on here, they get hundreds of thousands. I just looked at a video today of a very, very good tarot card reader. She is such a powerful, intuitive. Oh my goodness. And she is so cute and so refined and she's so intelligent, even though there's probably stuff in her life where she has to go and scream bitch into a pillow sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Or, maybe so, maybe not. But, this person has over 100,000 subscribers. That is who people want to see. So, and for me, I've had to get used to certain things, but I feel as though the experiences that I've had previously have really, really limited myself on YouTube. And that is what the limitation is right there. Even though, like I said, I don't make a big YouTube check, that's not my spiritual path. My spirits pay me, YouTube is Google. And so this is why you have to be careful what you say on YouTube. But YouTube and Google, they go synonymous with each other all I know is that when you search something, the first thing that comes up is YouTube videos. Okay. Okay. So anyway, guys, I hope that y'all enjoyed this discussion. Make sure that you guys hit the thumbs up. If you are in need of tarot classes, witchcraft courses, meditation classes, the link to my website is below. I'll bear in mind that my summer's sale is going to be going off sometime in September. So make sure that you guys take advantage of the prices. Okay. And I will see you. Oh, one more thing. I've got my mojo bags are on the way. So just a really good announcement. And I'll come with another hangout right after this one and talk to you guys about the mojo bags that I now have available on the website for you to purchase. Okay. All righty. I will see y'all later. Love and light.